Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, in this video I decided to talk again. Sorry that I didn't talk in the last two videos, but I'm so busy at the moment and I have a lot of work, and yes, commenting videos always takes some time, and so I had the time to do it. No worry, it's not because I got so many criticism about my English. Most of you are really nice, but you know, there are always some people who think they should let me know that my English is so bad. Anyways, this is not the reason, because I don't think that not talking English is, is good. You know, if I don't talk English, I will never learn it, so I keep on talking in videos, also in English. And yes, and I think most of you almost understand what I mean, although when I don't know the right words, I think it's understandable what I'm talking. Yes, and another reason why I decided to talk in this video is again because I got so many questions about the masking fluid pen. And yes, before I say I talk about this, I want to say about this illustration is a third nature illustration of the little series I did on Instagram. It is a little test painting for a project I'm working on, and I want to try a new style or a different style, not a new style or painting process. And yes, this is the third one, and I decided to put the three illustrations together digitally in one illustration, and this is also something what you see in the end of the video. And yes, but now I'm explaining a bit about my masking marker. I never said this is easy to make this marker. It's a bit tricky to find the right measure between water and masking fluid. Also, using it is not as easy as just painting with some brush on the paper, masking fluid and brush on the paper. Here are some tips that maybe help you. The first tip is very important tip is don't paint twice with the marker over the same part of the paper, because if the masking fluid is still wet and you paint twice over the same part, you will destroy this paper. It's also when you use an acrylic marker and you paint a few times over the same part of the paper, you destroy the paper, and it's very bad when you do it with masking fluid, because you will never get this masking fluid away from the paper anymore. And it also happened here in my illustrations a bit, but it wasn't that bad, so I could fix it with some white gouache. Also because it was directly on the white paper, not masking fluid on the already painted parts. Another tip is don't leave the masking fluid too long on the paper. I wouldn't leave it longer than 2 days on the paper. And maybe 1 day. I don't know. And yes, and shake it before you paint on it. Shake it good and try out it on some scrap paper, and see if the masking fluid flows through the nib. If it don't flow, you have to press on the nib a few times that it flows out of the of the marker, and then paint a bit on the scrap paper that the line is nice, and then paint on your illustrations. And again, please don't paint twice over it. If there are a few parts, if there are some holes in your masking fluid and you need to go twice over it, wait until the masking fluid is completely dry and then go twice over it, the second time over it, but not directly in one. Yes. I hope you understand what I mean. And yeah, this was the reason why I wanted to comment here. And yes, and you see here how I'm working as layer by layer from light to dark, a bit negative painting technique, a bit and okay, yes, as I said, in the end, when I painted these 3 illustrations, I had the idea to put them together in one illustration. And there I got the questions a few times how I scan or how I digitalize my pictures. And it's really easy, I think. The only thing I'm doing is, well, I try to scan it flat as possible. And because watercolor paper tend to get wavy while you're painting, I fix them always with some tape. And then when I scan it, I lay a big heavy book on my scanner that it's as flat as possible. And I scan it without contrast, or just a low contrast, so that every information of color and light and darks are still in the picture. This is very important. And then I do level correction in Photoshop, and I'm be very careful with it that it's not too extreme, so that the shadows of the paper on white parts are gone, but also the light colors are still visible. That's sometimes a bit difficult to get. And the same with the darks, so that the darks are, that you see the levels of the darks too. And when I'm happy with my level correction, I do color correction. Often the scans are too cold or too warm, and then yes, I correct it with some filter, or cold filter or warm filter, or however. There are a few ways, a lot of ways how to correct colors in Photoshop. And yes, and I do it until my scan exactly looks like the original. And that's it, yes. And I put them together. On few parts I have had to erase a bit from the illustration that it goes good together, but that's it. I was very happy with the end result, and yes, and I think I will use it as header, maybe on my Facebook page or also on my YouTube page. Sometimes a new header from time to time. It's nice. Yes, that's it. I hope you liked my video. I hope you understand what I mean when I'm talking. And yes, maybe in my next videos. Wait, here I'm rubbing the masking fluid away with some. Another tip: use some plastic bag around your finger, because yes, to save the paper, but also to save your finger. And yes, and then I painted a bit white gouache over the parts where I couldn't rub away the masking fluid. And you see it not, and you don't see it anymore because I painted over it with white gouache. Yes, and sometimes when it happens, this happens on some parts where you already painted, that can look really ugly and you can destroy the whole picture with it. And it sucks because where you see it only in the end, because you rubbed it away in the end. And I always would use some quality masking fluid, not some cheap no-name or something. I don't know which one is the best. I always use my Schmincke masking fluid. Maybe they are better, I don't know. And here's the final illustrations, and this is the thing with my 3 illustrations together in one illustrations. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching, and yes, subscribe if you like my videos, give me a thumb up, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!